What does it mean? I don't know.
Japanese word single, that's right, it's complete.
Not the Torah doesn't mean that, right? No. Should we do audio or some source?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Make it louder.
Yeah.
Louder.
Yes, not
Make it
now.
louder, sure.
I can't. I hope it's not broken forever. I want to leave this place. Stupid movie.
The attack force was on the brink of achieving the
Stupid.
surprise. The idea came from
Can the camcorder get fixed? I don't know. Maybe if I charge it at home. It has to dry out.
war between
I don't know how to get wet. I'm still carrying this piece of crap. No, I'll hold it now.
but
And it's
Japan
apart.
had little chance of
I didn't know there was a venture.
the U.S.
Stuck to
failed
me. I'll move over for sure.
destroyed. For a year, Yamamoto and his staff worked on a secret plan. Knock out the
Yes.
fleet, cripple American air power, conquer the Southwest Pacific before the U.S. could recover. A huge task force had to sail undiscovered in radio silence for over 4,000 miles. 12 days. Aircraft carriers would send out 2 waves of planes to strike in tandem with 5 midget submarines launched from large submarines stationed south of Oahu. It was a bold gamble. Oahu was the home of the American fleet, a strategic hub
How
of
much
the
is the
entire
deficit?
Pacific. The island was rich in targets, but the attack faced the formidable air power of Oahu's 6 airfields. Yet 350 planes now soared toward the island. So far,
I told him not to watch the show.
Okay, I'm just taking away from the No iPad.
Sure, move
it was
over.
a
Okay.
Sunday morning.
Sure, come over here.
But they were stopped. Warnings had come from Washington. War with Japan was imminent. Many expected a Japanese attack, but not here, not on Oahu. Early that morning, the American destroyer Ward spotted a partially submerged craft outside the harbor. It was one of the midget submarines. The Ward fired twice, and upon passing, dropped a barrage of 4 depth charges. A few minutes later, 7:02 a.m., 2 privates at the Opana radar station saw a bright spike rise on the screen. The sighting was the biggest that they had ever seen. But a lieutenant told them not to worry. Some B-17 bombers were due in from the U.S. mainland. That was probably all it was. Not far away, Commander Mitsuo Fuchida, leading the first wave of 183 planes, knew he was close to Oahu, but clouds blocked his view. Then suddenly, there it was. Blue water, white surf, an island like a green jewel. Minutes later, Fuchida spotted it through his binoculars. Over 185 vessels, a row of battleships tethered in pairs. It was 7:53. Fuchida's radio man transmitted a coded telegraph message. Tora, Tora, Tora. It meant complete surprise achieved. Air bases first. The Japanese plan was meticulous and systematic. Crush American air power before it can get off the ground. Strike the American fighter planes first to gain control of the air. Then hit the long-range patrol planes and bombers so the Japanese task force at sea could not be located and attacked. Dive bombers came screaming down to bomb and then strike. Then fighter planes, machine guns and cannons blazing. Neat rows of American planes burst into flame. The attack struck air bases at Wheeler Field, then Kaneohe Bay, Pearl Harbor, Hickam Field, Evan, and later Bellows. The placid Sunday was a sudden inferno. At 7:58, a radio operator at Pearl Harbor flashed out the message in plain English. Air raid, Pearl Harbor. This is no drill. Too late. The Japanese had command of the air. In 15 devastating minutes, they crippled American air power in Hawaii. Just before 8 o'clock, 16 torpedo bombers dipped down and spread out, flying less than 50 feet above the water. The ships below prepared for morning colors. Military bands prepared to play the Star-Spangled Banner. A sailor looked up and wondered why the Army was holding a drill on a Sunday. But it was no drill. Torpedoes dropped into the water at close range and churned toward the ships. The U.S. Navy believed the harbor was too shallow for torpedoes, but not for these. The Japanese had made torpedoes that could be launched in 40 feet of water. On ship after ship, a roar below decks, a lurch, a huge water geyser 600 feet into the air, then a choking cloud of vapor, oil, and smoke. Torpedoes ripped holes below. The battleships West Virginia and Oklahoma each took 9 in the butt. 2 more blasted California. Another struck Nevada. Oklahoma listed sharply. Water rose. Emergency lights went out. Men trapped below cried out in darkness. Above them, more torpedoes slammed home. But half the American battleships seemed safe, those on the inside of the moored pairs, and the thick armor plating on their decks would surely protect them from above. But Fuchita's high-level bombers each carried a single bomb, especially modified to pierce that armor. At 6 minutes past 8, it happened. A bomb crashed through Arizona's deck and penetrated the forward magazine. The magazine exploded. The ship ripped apart. A ball of fire and smoke rose over 500 feet in the air. The harbor was filled with scenes from hell. Men dove from blazing ships and swam to Ford Island, soaked with oil, their bodies burned, shocked. The first wave had succeeded. By 8:30, the planes headed back toward their carriers. Mitsuo Fuchita was satisfied. In 20 minutes, his attackers had crippled the striking power of the Pacific Fleet. He lost in return 9 planes. For nearly a half hour, the skies over Oahu were empty. Was it over? Not yet. Just before 9 o'clock, the second wave of Japanese planes filled the air. But again, the fighters and bombers wrecked airfields and air stations. Bombs exploded on the ships at Pearl Harbor. The objective of the second wave was to finish off any battleships and to destroy any American aircraft that might retaliate against the Japanese fleet at sea. In the first wave, there had been little time to fight back, but this time, despite their losses, the Americans were ready. Machine guns chattered from the ground. Anti-aircraft fire pocked the sky. A few American pilots got fighter planes into the air. The dogfights began. 20 attacking planes fell from the sky. The battleship Nevada tried to escape by sailing to sea. 23 dive bombers swarmed to attack her. After 5 direct hits, the badly damaged ship was purposefully run aground to keep the entrance channel to the harbor clear. Fires ignited by a direct hit on the destroyer Shaw detonated the forward magazine, ripping her bow completely off. Finally, the planes wheeled and flew away. It was almost 10 a.m. After 2 short and very long hours, it was over. 21 American vessels were sunk or seriously damaged. 188 planes destroyed. By nightfall, 1,158 Americans were wounded, and 2,390 people were dead. 49 civilians, too, died that day, most from friendly fire. The Japanese lost just 29 planes, 5 midget submarines, and 64 men. Their improbable surprise had worked, with one hitch. No American aircraft carriers had been in port. Pearl Harbor was not a knockout blow, but the bold Japanese attack had changed warfare forever. Naval air power, not battleships, would dominate the conflict to come. The next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress.
December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
As he spoke, the Arizona still burned. Desperate rescue workers still struggled to cut through to crew members trapped in the capsized Oklahoma. The last survivor was pulled out that same afternoon. 500 miles away, the Japanese task force was steaming home through a heavy mist. The crews were strangely quiet. The Pacific War had begun.
Can you order the new for?
Let's see if it works in a few minutes. We're trying again. Where's the beginning? Where's the beginning? Interesting. Yeah, just some more. Where's the beginning?
Oh, new for.
What are we doing? Let's see if it's working.
We saw it. What do you
No,
want?
we missed the beginning.
Okay, what do you want to have for dinner?
Are we having dinner finally, or is there more?
Look at the Japanese place.
It's open. I called them.
Just see what they have. I know it's open.
They have like Japanese food, Sherry. You can look at it. I
Look up.
Mark,
I
you
can't.
can't open it.
I have. What? How is that going to help?
Show Daniels anything he'd think he'd eat there. Okay, could you opened it. What do we have that Dana would like?
Japanese food.
Such as?
Curries and low and
No
like
curries. Then you
variations
didn't read
on
it. Then there's no
Chinese food.
curries.
Yes, there is.
No, it's ramen bowls, Mark, mostly. Sushi. Then we're at the wrong. Tell me what you're looking at, please.
What are you doing?
I don't want to run out of my juice.
Is my
you
camcorder
drive
working
in?
now? Yes, is my camcorder working now or no?
It's moving in
Okay,
2
yeah, I
minutes.
need to use it for.
Yeah, please. I'm watching Swiss Street.
The movie was like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Yes, we begin 2 minutes.
Okay, show Daddy what's available to eat.
I don't know if the camcorder's working forever. I'm testing
Is
it
there a
out.
Chinese vegetarian that he was talking about? It's open. Some of them were closed on Mondays. Today's Wednesday, actually.
Right. Well, how come they had that stupid rule, no clear bags? I mean, the stupidest rule ever.
I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
people
okay,
bring in
fine.
guns or something.
Because it's not like that in Disney World
Okay.
either.
Maybe people who are against Americans, like Japanese people. Could that be it? Ask Daddy.
Why? How come I had to bring clear bags? I thought it was the most ridiculous rule ever.
Okay, 2 minutes inside 2 minutes.
Yes.
I hope this works.
How the camcorder works.
I hope it works.
We'll test it when we get home, okay? We can't go home until 9:30, which is horrible.
Shimpoja, what is it?
Oh, then I want to find something near
The hotel? Maybe we can...
Blondie's vegan.
What's there?
What's there? I don't know.
They have Blondie's.
No, really.
Beef cafe.
Do you have to confirm now or no?
Yeah, this isn't Honolulu. This isn't Waikiki.
What do you have there? I don't know what they're looking for. Jason, test it now or not?
So yes, you have it?
I don't have it.
Study for it.
Can I camcorder now or no?
Only 50 seconds left. I hope this works.
Yeah, my frustrated. I didn't mean to get wet.
I know. You didn't do it.
Well, how come I had to cure the stupid chips?
Okay, unfortunately, you only want to have a plastic bag. Okay, either it's good or not sure.
Because, no, I didn't.
Why don't you get a real
No,
one?
like $40.
So?
No, I'd like to get less than $40.
Shira?
We'll see what happens. We'll see if it's fixed at home.
I think you should get a new one next trip.
That's a piece
All right.
sample.
One of these puppy, one of these
Oh,
are-
no, it's-
Deal.
Where do you
Topic.
want for